It's no secret that people who are wealthy have multiple ways of making money and they don't just rely on a paycheck from a 9 to 5 job. Basically, every single rich and successful person has multiple sources of income that comes from many different assets that they own. But what are these assets? Well, in this video, we're going to cover the top 5 assets that the rich are buying. And just so everyone is on the same page about what an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So for example, if you bought a car and you use that car as a rental and that car is making you money, then that is an asset. But if you buy a car to drive on the weekends and enjoy yourself, then that car is a liability because it is only taking money out of your pocket. So the way the rich become rich is by maximizing the amount of assets they own and minimizing the amount of liabilities they have. So with that in mind, the first asset that the rich buy is stocks. The stock market has been making people rich for decades, and by far, one of the best examples out there is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has been using the stock market to make billions of dollars for a long time now, and his strategy is quite simple. Basically, he invests into companies with a strong foundation and a bright future, and over time, as these companies begin growing and making more money, the people who invested into them will see the price of their stock increasing. And this is because when someone buys stock, they are buying a piece of a big company, which means they are a partial owner of that business. So if there is a business that is worth $10 million and they issue 1 million shares and you invested $500,000, then you own 50,000 shares, which equals 5% of that business. And there are two main ways stocks make people rich, and the first way is through growth of that business. So if the business you own stocks in increases in value from 10 million to 50 million, then the value of your 50,000 shares goes from being worth $500,000 to 2.5 million. And this is something that has been happening with companies all around us. For example, Tesla was worth around 2.97 billion in 2011, and at the beginning of 2021, it is worth over $825 billion. Then if we look at the company Apple, it was worth around $310 billion in 2011, and now it's worth around 2.4 trillion. Then the second way people make money with stocks is through dividends. Many companies will send out a check to their investors every quarter, and this check is part of the profits the business has generated. And investors can either spend the money as they please, or they can reinvest that money into buying more assets, therefore increasing their wealth even more. Now, the second asset that the rich buy is real estate, and just like stocks, real estate is another asset that has been making people rich for a long time. And that's because as the population increases, more and more people need somewhere to live, and this creates demand for real estate, and that means many opportunities for you to make money. And when it comes to investing in real estate, there are many different ways you can make money. But one of the most common ways that the rich invest in real estate is through long-term investments in rental properties. And this is a pretty straightforward way of investing in real estate because all it is buying a piece of property and renting it out over the long term. And during that time, you will be making money from rent, and your net worth will increase as the value of your properties increase. Plus, you can do this with any form of real estate. So whether you prefer residential, retail, or any other type of real estate, long-term investing is a great way to build wealth. Then another way you can invest in real estate is through buying undervalued property. The idea of this is to buy a piece of real estate that has been managed poorly and is either in need of repairs, needs better management to get the property rented, or a combination of the two. And at this point, you can come in and do whatever needs to be done to get the property producing cash flow. And once you do that, you will be making money by charging higher rent, or you can turn around and sell that property and make money that way. And the great thing about this form of investing in real estate is that you can use this strategy with a cheap $100,000 house or with a $10 million shopping center. So no matter your resources, you can use this method to build wealth. Then a third method that the rich use to invest in real estate is through REITs. And for those who don't know what that is, it stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, and it is a public company that owns and operates income producing real estate. And because a REIT is a public company, you can invest in real estate indirectly through this company by buying their stock. And this form of investing in real estate is great for young people who are just getting started and don't have a lot of money available, because you can begin investing in REITs with a small fraction of what it takes to invest in physical real estate. The next asset that the rich own is cash, and you probably heard the saying, cash is king, and despite what some people might say about holding cash, having cash on hand is very important. And the reason why the rich keep cash is not because they earn interest on that money, because remember, most savings accounts only pay a fraction of a percent in interest, and that is not even enough to keep up with inflation. So the reason why the rich keep cash is so they can take advantage of investment opportunities. At the end of the day, if you do not have cash, you cannot buy other assets. So if one day you notice the price of a stock is below what you think that business is worth, the only way you would be able to take advantage of that opportunity is by having cash and being able to buy that stock. Or let's say that you come across a piece of real estate that has the potential of becoming a great long-term rental. The only way you would be able to acquire that investment is by having cash. Now yes, you can use debt to buy different investments, but most banks are not going to give you a loan on any investment without you putting in some of your own money. Plus, having cash during a time when your investments, your business, or the economy in general is not doing so good can be a lifesaver. Just think about it, if most of your portfolio is made up of long-term rental properties and the economy begins to go through a slowdown and that causes some of your tenants to miss rent, you can get into trouble very quickly, especially if this stretches over a few months. So someone who doesn't have any cash on hand is at risk of losing something that could have taken many years to build. Meanwhile, someone who does have cash in the bank can use that money to continue servicing their debt, paying the property taxes, and paying all of their bills. Now the next asset that the rich own is a business. When it comes to owning a business, the possibilities are endless. You could have a business that is worth billions and is listed on a stock exchange, or you could own a small business that you run out of your house. Your business can make products that are sold all over the world, or your business can make products that are sold in your neighborhood. Regardless of how big your business is or what market your business operates in, owning a business is a great way to build wealth. And because there are so many options when it comes to owning a business, anyone can start one, and many times you don't need a lot of money to get started. Just think about how companies like Apple, Amazon, and Facebook got started. They didn't start in some fancy building in Silicon Valley. They got started in someone's garage or bedroom, and then they grew into huge companies. And this is what is so amazing about a business, the fact that you can take an idea and with little money bring that idea to life and then scale it up to become this huge business that everyone recognizes. And depending on how your business is set up, you can get to a point where other people handle the day-to-day of your business and you're only involved in the major decisions. Now the fifth asset that the rich own are copyrights, patents, and trademarks. And even though these are all different things, the way they can make you money is pretty similar. For example, when you own a copyright, that copyright protects something that you created, and that can be a song, a movie, or computer software. And whenever someone wants to use any one of these, they must license that work from you and pay you a fee. And the same is true with a trademark, except that a trademark protects a phrase, a slogan, or a symbol that identifies one product from another, and a great example is the Apple logo. And just like with copyrights, when you own a trademark and someone wants to use your slogan, phrase, or logo, they must license that work from you and pay you a fee. Then let's say you were to invent something like a robot or a machine. In that case, your invention would be protected by a patent. And once again, because your invention is protected, if anyone wants to use it, they must license that work from you and pay you a fee. And how you make money from a copyright, a trademark, or a patent depends on what you created and how much demand there is. For example, if you created a song that millions of people like and listen to, then you can license that song to production companies to be used in a commercial. Or if you invented a new machine that can take recyclable products and turn them into something that is used on a daily basis by millions of people, then you can license that machine. And when it comes to copyrights, trademarks, and patents, you're not just limited to making money by licensing it, because you can also make money by selling those assets. So if you created a song, a slogan, or a new invention, then you also have the option of selling it completely and collecting your money upfront instead of over many years. Now these are some of the top assets that the rich own and buy, and of course these are not the only ones, but they are some of the top ones. So whether your goal is to become ultra rich or just have enough money to the point where you never have to worry about money again, owning these assets will help you get to that point. And if you enjoyed watching or you found any of this information helpful, it would really help me if you hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.